When I started Bond, there was this very cool guy that would comment on my YouTube videos and encourage me to keep going. And today, he has become a YouTuber himself, and he has grown his Instagram account from 0 to 55K. You have probably heard of him from Bazen agency. So today, I'm going to have the pleasure of interviewing him. He's a great designer that's now leading his own agency. And today we're going to speak about his story and how he started. And he's going to share some tips on how to grow on social media. So without further ado, Stefan Tosic. Okay, welcome, man. Welcome to the channel.
Hi, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, man. I've wanted to know you for a little bit, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there that also want to know you. So I'm really happy that we're having this chat. And
I'm happy to.
yeah, and why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself and your background? How did you start your design career?
I'm a product designer for last 10 years, and I'm a CEO of an agency, Bazen agency. How did I start? It's a long story, but I was having a bar, actually, and then I was always interested in design, but it wasn't so serious. I wasn't aware that I am actually interested in actually design. I was interested more in just drawing or some things like that. And how would I say that I started? I went to some course back in the days, and like a teacher there would tell me, dude, what are you doing? You're washing dishes and you have a talent, you should pursue that. And for me, that was like so far away from what I would be able to comprehend. But bit by bit, back into that story that I started a bar. By running that bar, it was very fun, it was exciting, it was like entrepreneurial. Like we started with no money, 500 euros. And after a while, I asked myself, if I had a best bar in town, would that be, in a 10 years, would that be like satisfying for me? And I knew that wouldn't be, that I should be doing something more creative. And that's how I started learning over the courses that they existed back in the days, like Tats Plus and things like that. And yeah, that's how I started.
Wow. So you went from a bar to working at, like, having your own company, or did you start in another company and then how was that transition?
For a while I wanted to be a one-man band because that's what was cool out there. And I wanted to be freelancer and wanted to design and develop a website, and it was not going well for a couple of years because there was always something new to get to learn, like and I was wasting a lot of time on learning wrong stuff. And for example, learning ActionScript and then just 2 years of learning would be just disappear because Flash wouldn't work and things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So you were also learning front end as well.
Yeah, that in that days would if you want to create a cool website, you would learn Flash and ActionScript, and if you want to have static website, you would learn HTML.
Yeah.
And I wasted a lot of time learning developing and not knowing would that be the would I decide, am I going to be developer and earn much more money, or would I be designer, which was really not realistic, because you would charge 300 euros for a website, and that would be like for 1 month, and probably a couple next months you wouldn't have a job.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So you were faced with a decision to have to study development or design, and you went for design, obviously. And how did you decide that?
It was so unaware. It was. I was thinking, what should I like decide, because it is either money or something that kind I like it, but it's not. I don't know. I'm not very good at it. And I was thinking, like, I always liked to draw when I was little, and maybe I should be a designer. That's kind of, I'm more visual type. It's so vague for me in that moment that I'm going to be designer. And then I just went through just full into designing, and my career skyrocketed from there. I was constantly like learning one thing, and then in a month I would be twice better, and after a while in a month I would be 3 times better, and that's how
Right.
I decided that. Yeah.
Like you were passionate about it, so you went for the one thing that you were more passionate about, that you knew you were going to pour like everything in, right?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's kind of I wasn't thinking about that in that way, but I wanted to do something that I like. So
Right.
Although development was creative, I wanted to do visual stuff.
Right. Makes sense. And then, so you were a freelance for a time, and how did you get to have your own agency? What's the story behind that?
Well, because
Or what motivated you, to make your own agency?
I started the agency with my friends way before, just after I decided that I'm going to be designer.
Okay.
And that first agency, because there wasn't any jobs at all, I kind of decided to have an agency.
Okay.
And not a smart decision, but somehow I wanted to create opportunities. Yeah,
Right.
with having an agency.
Right.
And I started that with the friends, and that wasn't going very well, because we all were like in horizontal structure. No one was a decision maker, and then very quickly a lot of us, or a couple of us, splitted by working more. Not splitted, but having more kind of, what's the word? Eventually.
Like you were split up, or yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, by working more, then there is some kind of, like, someone is working less and someone is working more, and then it's a weird position where everybody are getting same money, but someone is working more.
Right.
And because of no one being in charge to make decisions, everyone we would have a lot of discussions about what should we do, and they just went too slow.
Right.
And after that, I had a job. I applied for a job. Yeah.
Okay. So you tried like doing your agency with your friends and didn't really work out, so you applied for a job.
yeah, I needed a job. Then I met the first mentor. He taught me a couple of months of those basic, and that really helped me. And I went from agency to company, and then finally I started Bazen agency when I was sure that I could do it. Yeah.
Right, right. Like sometimes that's one thing I was thinking when I started my career. Like I wanted to have my own thing, but at the same time I started my agency or working at agencies because I needed to understand the design process or the agency process, you know, how you start a website and you finish it, and you deliver to your client and the client is happy. I needed to like have more structure in order to pursue something on my own, right? And I guess that's a little bit what you did with Bazen.
Gaining more experience, yeah.
Right, right.
How game works, yeah.
Right. And I know a little bit about the story, so you told me a little bit about how you had some struggles in your last jobs at companies, and how that also motivated you to make that, you know, that switch into independent.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. Well, how to start that story? Yeah. So I was bothered with cultures that I was working in. So, like people in position didn't make right choices. There wasn't like wasn't working in interests of employees and designers, and there wasn't paying attention to education of designers. There wasn't clear process. Like people would be working like they just dropped there. There wasn't any purpose. Like
Right.
And I had a good job, good office, good all of what comes with that, good conditions. But I wasn't satisfied. I finally figured out that having all of that, all that conditions wasn't enough for me. I wanted to create something that would inspire me to create, where I would be comfortable working with creative people, where we can collaborate together, where so I was thinking back in the day, because I wasn't sure that I want to do that. I kind of started splitting my salary and hiring some very, very juniors, my friends that really don't know anything, but they would be kind of learning and helping me with some project that I had separately. And I kind of had an office that was very small and cheap, and I started kind of splitting part of my salary to give them their salaries. And I was thinking, like in the days, like what I need to do so I don't have to work here. That's like that would be like I need to find clients, just to find clients. Yeah, just to find clients, and that was one day it just didn't. I couldn't come to the job. I was so annoyed by the what's going on there. Like some clans are starting to develop. Some like it's a. I don't need things like that in my life. Right. Yeah. So I decided like this is it. I'm gonna go there and give and quit. And it was like amazing feeling, like being for 15 minutes being so afraid that everything will fail, that you will die in a month, and the next 15 minutes would be I'm finally in control of my life, and I'm living fullest capacity. So
like
yeah, that's the story there.
you took a full dive, and whatever happens, you're gonna deal with it.
Yeah, because we didn't have any funding. After that last salary, I would be broke. We didn't have any clients or any reliable incomes, and I asked my ex-boss how did he start the agency, and he said, "Man, just a leap of faith."
Right.
And I was like, "Okay, leap of faith then," and I started it.
All in or nothing, like Adidas.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's something that works for some people. I'm really not like that, because I'm more like I mean, I like smoother transitions, right? But I know that there's a lot of people like you, for example, that find really helpful to just go for it and like kind of set up yourself in a way that you have to be successful. You don't have any other choice, right?
Yeah.
So that's really awesome that it worked out for you that well. And so you started, and was that like how was that transition? Like, was it a shock, or did it went smoothly?
Oh, it's like a deep survival mode. Like like something primal, like activates in you. It's so stressful. It's so uncertain,
right.
And like you have people now that you're responsible to give salaries every month,
right.
And you like there are situations when one of the employees quits in the crucial moment, and I don't have money for the salaries for the next month,
right.
And if we don't have a client in 15 days, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Wow.
And in that moment, I need to hire someone for sales. So I need to convince someone to quit his own job, that he have a salary that will always get salary, and to convince him to believe enough in me and get me to help to find new clients.
Wow.
So yeah. Those stresses I wouldn't suggest to anyone. If you have opportunity to have smoother transition, you don't want to put yourself in those positions. So because it's a lot of responsibilities.
Right.
I had to I think that month I needed to borrow money,
right.
So I could pay the salaries.
Wow.
But yeah. But it's in. It actually happened in the next 15 days. I don't know how, but it happened that we found a client.
Wow, that's amazing, man. and you convinced someone to quit their job and start?
Yeah, that happened at the beginning twice. Like, they were having solid jobs, and they would be coming here. They were next month I wouldn't have maybe salary to give them.
Wow.
But I was convincing that this is just a better opportunity for them, and it showed to be because I would give everything for them. So somehow compromises were made, and we made it.
And you paid back their efforts.
I paid my loan in next month because we got the client. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
But it's a roller coaster. Yeah, it's a roller coaster of horror and disaster.
That's very brave, man. I mean, I take my hat off. Well done there. So obviously now you're doing really well. You have a big following on social media. how was that growth for you? Like how were you inspired to create content in social media and grow so much?
Yeah, that was as well a very painful thing to do, because that's the last thing that you want to do when you are chasing the projects. So
Right.
it need. I was telling myself that I need to do that. That's important. That in every possible way I was telling myself that. But until it went to, man, if you don't do it today, your agency will disappear. So that was the push that got me to start, and I was like, today we are starting Instagram, and everyone was like, dude, why would we spend our time on the phone? I couldn't believe it, that I'm going to get to my job, and I'm going to spend all of my time on the phone. I just can't.
Right.
And I was like, we need it, we need that. We are going to fail if we don't have that. And then I watched like 100 hours of kids showing me how to use Instagram and algorithms and things like that. And I started posting like there wasn't any success until I started creating carousels. And my strategy was that I'm going to pack that carousel so much with knowledge. So when when someone scrolled there, he would be like unable not to like it. Like he would be like, I learned so much. It was immersion of knowledge. I need to like this.
I have to like this. Okay.
I have, yeah, and that was the strategy, and I was working on that like for 8 hours, like until 3 a.m. and I finally kind of wanted to upload it, and I uploaded it, and it was full of misspells and mistakes, but that actually got us attention of some bigger account that made a story about us, and then a lot of followers from his account went to ours, and we got a quick growth there.
That's really nice, man. And then you just repeated that process until...
Yeah, we repeated that until we had some very hard client that we then didn't upload for a month, and that really cut our growth like immediately. Like we were like on, I don't know, 20K maybe then, and that month like we would be like on, I don't know, 100K maybe more now if we didn't have that break in for a month.
Look at that.
Yeah, algorithms are like how they say, merciless.
Right, and it's very demanding, right? The algorithm, like you have to put in a lot of content to for the algorithm to start like promoting your account, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you need to always to be up to date. You need because how it used to be when I was posting, it was like you need 3 type of actions. Like you need 15 minutes of watching video, like or comment or share, something like that. Everything, all of these would be actions, and if someone do that, you will be showing more to him. And and your all of your posts are not showing to all of your audience, so it's showing maybe to, I don't know, some percentage. It was 15% when I was, but now it's less. And if someone doesn't like it, he would be showing less of your posts. So it's you need to keep up with the content. So so you'll get more likes and more, you will be showing into the more of your followers.
Right. And
Yeah.
in terms of the content, why are you inspired to, like, what motivates you to share your knowledge with your audience?
Well, basically what motivates me to share my knowledge is because when I was starting, there wasn't any content. It wasn't education. I think there isn't enough content to quickly teach someone about design, to save someone a couple of years of searching for the content, and I think that's my giving back to community and everyone that are starting, because I want for us as a community to have much better designers, and I think that would be younger generations, that they should be better than us, and so we older generations can learn from them. Right. And because nowadays we are just, because of lots of situations, we are having less and less time to design. I'm running the business, I don't know, searching for clients. I don't have that much time like I used to have when I was fired up as a young kid to design everything and to be the best designer ever.
Right.
So that's my way of giving back, so people can improve. And I think that level of quality of designs need to be much bigger.
That's amazing, man. I love your mission to help the community and to give back. I also see it that way for Bond, so I can relate a lot. I think we all need to receive and give back in a way, right? If we only receive and we don't give back anything, then it's like a river, right? It should flow. If you receive, you give, right? Otherwise, you cut that flow, and yeah, we don't benefit from your growth as well. Like when we start, we benefit from the growth of others, and when we've grown, we can help others to benefit, right?
And interaction with me and junior designers in our company is such a great generator of content. Like whatever I am teaching them, that's actually the lesson that we can teach others.
Right.
So it's like a machine that generates content. Because I wouldn't ever think about what junior doesn't know, and I taught a lot of juniors, and they, like, every person doesn't know like completely different thing that I wasn't aware of. So it's a good to have juniors to teach, so you can have more content.
That's very interesting. Like, that's a very interesting point. And so you have juniors on your team, and you're training them, right? Tell us a little bit about that, and why is that?
Because when I started the company with no money, I didn't have money to hire seniors, and there was always the debate: is it financially smart to hire intermediates that you will also spend time teaching them and then retraining them what they think they know, things like that? And is it maybe easier just to have juniors that are passionate, that maybe not aware of the design, but they want to do it, and just giving them chance and teach them? And so they would be like, a senior with a lot of juniors could have a big can have a big damage, or have like can handle a lot of projects.
Right. Yeah.
If you have if you can organize very well. And no one here was a designer before.
Wow.
So I taught them everything. Now we have
From
time,
scratch.
they have and working with a mentor and working in an agency is like such a compressed experience that you will get much better, and you will have specific path from to your success as a designer. And it's shown to be useful, but it's very demanding on my part, because for a couple of years I was like a designer waiter. Like everybody would asking me for the order. I would like, oh, here, put some design here, put some design here.
Right.
And if that's the job of being mentor to a lot of juniors.
It must be stressful, but at the same time, I guess it's very rewarding, right? Like to see them grow, to invest and see that the return in their growth. That's really awesome, and I think it's also really cool that you had this limitation, that you didn't have maybe the money to pay a senior or a meteor or whatever, so you just started with what you had, and I think you're doing a great job there, man. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And I second what you're saying, like when I started at agencies, before that I worked for 2 years, and my growth was a little bit slow. It was okay, but it wasn't like huge. And when I started at agencies, it's like I skyrocketed my knowledge, because collaborating with other people, learning from a lot of designers with different backgrounds, different approaches, really enriches your vision, right, of design and your skills. That's awesome, man. So I'm really happy that we had this conversation. Thank you so much for your time, man. And where can people find you? Either clients or or designers that want to learn from you.
Well, everybody can find us at our website, bazen.agency.
Okay.
And they can find us as well on our Instagram, bazen.agency. And that would be
perfect.
It.
Simple, clear. We'll leave the links below so that you can check them out. They have a lot of content, a lot of tips for designers. So if you're a designer, check their Instagram, and if you're a client, maybe you can consider hiring them. They have a website where you can see a little bit about what they do. So be sure to check them out. Man, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for your time.
Thank you,
and to the viewers here in the audience, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.